Okay, so you've probably clicked on this video because you want to get to know how to get your LeMans Ultimate photos from this to this. Now, you are in the right spot because this is exactly what I'm going to show you in this short tutorial. I will cover everything from the settings to the process of taking the photos itself, and then we'll get into a bit of post-processing as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so now I will quickly go through the settings of the game that you need. Now, firstly, we need to control the camera so we get our specific angles, and we're gonna need to bind it. Now, ideally, you wanna have some kind of gamepad, no matter which one. It really doesn't matter. I have PS1, but it doesn't matter at all. And you're gonna bind some camera settings. You're gonna bind this one, tracking cameras. You're gonna bind cam zoom in and cam zoom out, very important. This you can ignore. And now here, I'm not gonna read through all this, but you can just see what I have binded and what is not binded. And yeah, so you're just gonna somewhat copy this. Now you're gonna bind these three lens as well. That's very important because that allows us to get like things such as focus distance and everything, and it helps us to get the photos right. Now for the graphics part, you're gonna set your maximum possible resolution that you want. I have 2K, but ideally you want at least 4K. This is not like perfect. You want to set post effects to maximum, you want to turn on the motion blur, and you want to put the FSAA to the maximum possible value, which is MSAA 8x. Now, otherwise, if you don't set this, the photos will be pretty much pixelated, or the models will be pixelated, so you don't want that. And now, for the graphics, I pretty much used the Ultra preset of the game. And for this, there's one more optional setting, and that is this live TV displays. And that is pretty much the LED screens around the track for the fans. Usually you want to have them off, but sometimes you can have them on as well. Like, it's pretty much subjective whether we want them or not. So yeah, now let's get into the photos themselves. Okay, so now that we have everything set up, we want to get our replay that we take our photos from. So you pretty much launch a single player. You set whatever track you want, whatever car you want, whatever livery you want. That doesn't matter. Or you can even like use your replays from your races, for example. And there's one thing that is very important for photos. LeMans Ultimate has problems with light, let's say. The less light there is, the worse the photos look. It's pretty much impossible to get good photos when there's not enough light. So for photos, we pretty much try to use, unless you want some rainy shots, of course, but for dry photos, we either use light clouds or we use clear. I prefer light clouds a little bit more because it still gives enough light, but it still shows the clouds that look, in my opinion, cooler than like just a clear sky. So I'm gonna set everything to light clouds in order to get enough light into it. Now I will just start the race weekend, and you wanna drive some laps, so you have pretty much something to get photo from. So I'm gonna hop off from the video now, and I'll get back to you when I get my replay done. Okay, so now I'm in the replay, And now we will start looking for the angle that we want to take the photo from. Now I chose Barcelona on purpose because it has massive grandstands in the last sector. Let me get into them. Okay, so the grandstands are here, right here. Now these grandstands can look insanely good on the photos because they can create like beautiful, colorful background. That's why I use them. Now we cycle through the cameras and we enable the free move and the free lens as well, with whatever you binded it to. And we will just move around now and try to look for an angle that we like. So let's say I will want to have my photo from behind this little wall. Maybe like this. I'm gonna tilt my camera a little bit, maybe give it a bit more of the crowd, zoom in. Yeah, let's say that I like my angle to be like this. Yeah, let's say I want this angle. Now I start playing around with the focus distance and the aperture. Now, the lower the aperture is, the blurrier the background is, pretty much. But you cannot go too low with it, because otherwise the car will be blurry as well. So we don't want that. So I want to keep it usually around f5, 0.0, 5.5, something like that. I just lower it a tiny bit compared to the default one. And now I play with the focus distance. Now you can see that now this is a good value because the car is pretty much sharp everywhere. But if I put something completely out of way, you can see the car is becoming blurrier and blurrier. So we don't want that. So you pretty much look for a value where the entire car is sharp and good looking. So this is completely okay. And now you just take a screenshot with the hood closed, or UI closed, which you close with the click on the middle mouse button. So you close it and you just take a screenshot. You don't want to use the Steam screenshots because they reduce quality, so you want to just use print screen or something like that for the photos. So now that I have my photo, I can go into the post process. So let's go. Okay, so now we are in Affinity, which is a free software that I use for editing my photos. And now we'll go through my simple process of how I go through every single one of my pictures. So let's get into it. First thing first, you want to make sure you're in a pixel mode. You want to open your screenshot just normally, and first thing you want to do is that you click on it, you copy, and you paste it. And now what that does is that it duplicates the image into its own layer. The reason why we do that is not obvious right now, but I will show you when it's time to show you. So now we go into this menu on the left and we select selection brush tool. You pretty much hold on the third icon. You hold your left mouse button on it and it gets you into this selection brush tool. And now you pretty much get this window. In this window, you got add and you got subtract. Add is adding to the selection, and subtract is removing from the selection. So you can see that now this is not removed anymore. Now what we want to do is that we want to select the entire car. We want to select the entire car and pretty much like cut it away from the background. So yeah, we pretty much go around the entire car and we just keep doing this. Now you can see that it added a bit too much, so you remove it. And yeah, this is pretty annoying. But once you learn how to do it, it's fairly simple. It just takes a bit of time. So I guess I explained everything. So fast forward to when I'm done with this. Okay, so now that I'm done with this part, now we get to check whether we made any mistakes or not. So we click this refine button on the top left, and it shows us in red those things that we didn't select, and the rest is normal. We can switch the modes with this, and we pretty much check through all of them because sometimes other modes can reveal some mistakes. So for example, now I can see that there's a bit of this logo over here visible, and we don't want that, so we have to edit that. So we're gonna click this cross icon, and we see this, which is the missing part, and we simply just edit. And that's pretty much it. Sometimes, and pretty much almost always actually, it shows you some parts that are actually selected, but they appear as if they didn't. So for example, you can see that this is selected, but it appears if it wasn't selected. In these cases, we just have to sort of ignore. But if you see those mistakes, always check whether they're real or not. Now you can see that I just noticed that I made a mistake, and there's these holes sort of missing, so I simply remove them. And yeah, that's it. Also, one more thing is that I also removed the window, because the window pretty much shows the background, and it wouldn't work if everything else was edited differently than this. So yeah, and now we move into the move tool. We select this top image over here, and we press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. So now what that does is that it transfers the selection into a new layer. So you can see that I have a new layer that has only car in it. And next thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna go into the top image and we're gonna click delete. So now what that does is that it pretty much creates a hole in this image. And yeah, that's what we need. So that's all. Now we press escape, so it removes the selection, and we start working with the effects. So first thing first is we're gonna go into filters. We're gonna go into motion blur, and we're gonna change the direction to the way where the car goes. So right here, the car goes in this direction. So it's around 30 degrees angle, I would say. So I just set 30 degrees angle. And now I increase the radius a little bit. And you can see that it stretches the image a little bit. So I don't want to go crazy with it. We don't want to do anything like this, but we want to do a little bit of stretch like this. Now I will show you the reason why we copied the image in the first step. Because now if it wasn't there, it would do these kind of artifacts, because that's how motion blur works. So since we kept it there, you can see that now it looks normal again. So yeah, this is the motion blur part. And now we want to edit the colors a little bit. One thing that I usually play around with is brightness and contrast. And I put it all the way to the top so it affects all the layers beneath it. And we increase the contrast a little bit, not too much. I would say 10% is enough. Maybe like this, yes. And normally I increase the brightness a little bit because of the increasing contrast. But this time I think it looks a bit better if I put it into negative value. Something like this. We definitely don't want to go crazy with it, so yeah, this will not look good, or maybe someone likes it, but I don't. So we want to go decent with it only. We're gonna close it, and now another effect that I like to use is called lens filter. And that thing pretty much adds like a yellow overlay into it, or how to say, I don't know. So you pretty much lower it to like 30%. Should be around enough, hopefully. And you can see that it gives you like a nice, beautiful tint into it. And there's a ton more options that you can play around with. I want to show you, let's say you wanted to for example, only make the background black and white. So you would add the black and white effect, and you would move it so it's only above the background. So you can see that now it's only making the background black and white. I can change these values over here, but that doesn't matter right now. And if I wanted to add an effect specific to layer only, let's say vibrance, I want to make the car more vibrant, let's say, I just simply grab it and drag it over. It says apply to layer. I add it there. And now you can see that if I change the values, it only changes the car. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I will actually maybe keep this effect. I don't usually use it, but maybe if I put the saturation a tiny bit more, like a little bit, I like this a bit better. So yeah, now if I get the original image and paste it over, now you can see what we did with the photo. And I think it looks a lot better. Once you can do it on your own, I think you'll be able to do one photo per like 3 minutes, so it doesn't take too much time. So yeah, this is now the whole editing part explained, hopefully. Okay, so now you can check the difference between the raw photo and now you can see the edited photo. The difference is quite massive. Okay guys, so this is now the entire process explained. I hope you liked the video and found it useful. you can leave a like or a comment. I will be happy for comments actually, because I have no idea whether this tutorial is good or not. So leave a review for me, and see you at the next one. Bye guys.